haven't messaged Tony about it yet, but the Vince McMahon.
What do you mean?
They just dropped the Vince McMahon docuseries on Netflix.
Oh, it's not about chimpanzees.
No, this one's
like,
this
what
is the
did
new
Vince do to a
Netflix.
chimp?
No, this is a new Netflix one about Vince McMahon and the WWE. It's pretty intense.
No, I
It's
haven't
pretty
seen it,
fucking
man.
intense.
Speaking of
He was
muscles.
doing some wild shit.
Of course he was. I mean, when you're that jacked and you're in your 70s, what are you on?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to be that jacked in your 70s?
Yeah.
The guy's probably out of his fucking mind and partying. Did he really shit on someone's head? Is that real?
I'm only on like the second episode, but they're getting into like there was a lot of there was some weird stuff. Like they were even bringing in little kids, kind of like going down that Epstein path.
Oh
like,
my God.
They talk about that, like not teenage boys, kids though, 15, 16-year-old kids working crews and stuff that were being utilized sexually and exploited.
Jesus
And
Christ.
there's a lot of sinister stuff in there. I don't know how much.
But these are just allegations.
Yeah, it's all allegations and whistleblowers, and I mean, who knows? You never know anymore.
Imagine how much liberty you have to take with the truth if you make up a story about someone shitting on your head. If you're like, you know what, this whatever happened, not bad enough.
Yeah.
I want him like shit on my head. Let's like say shit on my head.
Yeah.
But to make that up, you'd have to be. That's such an insane thing. But when you look at Vince McMahon, you go, I bet he did that.
Yeah.
I bet he did it. He looks like he's insane. He's fucking jacked.
But you also
got a
live in
chain
that
around his neck.
imaginary world where you've created this character, and then at what point does the character become you? And when you've done it for 30, 40 years, whatever it was.
Right,
Because he
right.
grew up. His dad
Right.
founded it, and he was integral into the storylines, and then became... Like, his character was the pompous Vince McMahon,
Right.
elitist. Like, that was his whole character. That was his shtick. So did that bleed into life? Does reality become...
Oh, it definitely does
fiction
to
become
people.
reality?
For sure. It must. It has to. I know it does with comedians.
Yeah.
Comedians like become their character. Like Andrew Dice Clay used to be Andrew Silverstein. Dice was a character they used to do in his act, and then it just became him.
Yeah.
You know, and like Sam Kinison, same thing. Like Sam Kinison became the Beast because that's what everybody wanted. He was like captured by it. He became that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're Vince McMahon and like your whole thing is fuck you, I run this game. You're all out of your fucking mind. I'm gonna shit in your head. Like you probably just pushed it to the limit. Plus, you add in a lot of recreational substances.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure there was plenty of.
Yeah.
What did it say
in
about that?
environment? They haven't gotten into that. I'm
No?
on by the second episode. They're talking about steroid use, and they're definitely. I didn't know that they indicted him for selling steroids to his athletes. I mean, a lot of crazy stuff.
Really?
Again,
I didn't know that
they tried
either.
to indict him, and he fought it. I think he got off.
Have
I
you
haven't
ever
got that far yet.
seen any of the More Plates, More Dates videos about Tren?
No, from Derek. I've watched Derek. I
Derek's
love his
brilliant.
coverage. He's so smart. He breaks stuff down so eloquently.
But there's so much talk about Tren, for whatever reason, and sexual deviance. Like guys who turn gay when they're doing Tren. Like just, these guys are taking crazy doses of this super powerful steroid.
Yeah.
And they're just doing wild fucking things. They get Tren cough.
Yeah,
They get like a crazy cough. And just out of their fucking mind.
Yeah.
Just deviant.
It's crazy. It is. It's such a short term. There's so many bad things that can happen there. It is crazy to me.
But if
that
you want a
athletes
career
are
in
using
pro
that.
wrestling,
I know.
and you want to be a fucking animal, and you want to get hit by a chair every night, like you're traveling across the country, probably a good drug.
They are some of the most like God, man. We've had the opportunity to work with several big WWE wrestlers, and they have put their bodies through hell for. I mean, I would say even more than jiu-jitsu and MMA guys and NFL guys. Out of everybody we've worked with, the wrestlers are the most beat to shit.
You know who's not beat to shit? The Rock. Isn't that crazy? I mean, he's got his little injuries and shit like that, but the guy looks like a fucking superhero.
Yeah.
He's 50 years old.
Insane.
He's been through like how many years of WWE? Also played football, and look at him. He's fine.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
He's an anomaly.
The most anomalous of anomalies, because all those other guys that I met, Jake the Snake, I mean, Hulk Hogan's fucked, man. His back's fucked. He's got to walk with a cane. He's all banged up.
And you see him shrinking.
Well, his back's
Literally,
all
they're
fused.
shorter and smaller than they were from all the back and spine
Well,
surgeries.
he's lost like 4 inches. So 4 inches of spine being compressed.
So nuts.
It's so crazy, man. And he said it was from that drop. Boom. We would do that all the time. Every time he did it, he's compressing his spine.
Yeah.
Just ruined his back doing that.
Yeah, it's scary.
Speaking of someone who looks like a champ, how about Brock Lesnar? When he flipped through the air and landed on his head?
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar looked like a shaved chimp. Like if you see a shaved chimp, like that's what.
Have you seen his daughter?
Except he's too wide.
She's a wrestler too, like a collegiate wrestler. She's jacked.
Genes,
like
son, they're real.
genetics.
That's
It's
Viking
insane.
genes. When that was in a boat, pulling into the harbor.
Can
she
you
ran for
imagine
the
being
hills.
back there, like half starving, and Brock Lesnar gets off a boat walking onto your land?
Yeah,
You're like,
barely
oh god.
alive anyway. And you see that guy get off a boat with a sword.
Yeah,
That's what the
I
Vikings
think
were.
of that Shane Gillis joke.
Oh yeah, that's a great joke. But I mean, they did do a lot of that too.
Yeah.
they raped everybody.
Yeah.
The Vikings were unbelievably brutal, and they did a lot of drugs too. Apparently, they were doing
they
a
were
lot
doing
of mushrooms.
psychedelics and human sacrifices and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, they would sacrifice people.